Hey, what's up guys? Jordan Anderson here from Valley Films, and on this episode, we're reviewing the Canon 70D. So the Canon 70D, this review has been long overdue. I've had this camera now for about a year and a half. Let's talk about the outside first. So the Canon 70D, it's going to be a little bit bigger than your 60D and your T6i, but it's also going to be a lot smaller than your Canon 5D Mark III. So the Canon 70D, it's weather sealed, but it's not waterproof, so you can get a little bit of water on it if it's raining outside. A light rain will do, but a heavy rain, I would try to get a rain cover for this one.
Hey, what's up guys? So for this episode, the audio is a little rough. I think we over-adjusted for the DSLR. We were actually recording directly into the camera. So please enjoy, and please try to forgive us for the audio. We'll do a better job next time.
Uses the same batteries as the 5D Mark III and most large Canon DSLRs. But the notable part about the 70D is the flip screen out. So this was a big feature for me when buying this in order to get some good video quality. Having this flip screen has been a huge boost for me. If obviously if you know about the 5D Mark III or any of the singular digit D series, 6D, 7D, 5D, they all have a fixed screen on the back, so if you were to go up high, down low, then you probably lose your image and you're not able to see that entirely. It has a locking dial at the top. Compared to the 60D, it has a little bit more professional features. It doesn't have like the sports mode, landscape mode. It kind of gives you 5D professional features. It has a locking dial, so you won't accidentally slip and change that mode that you're in. So it sort of adds a nice professional touch to what is now probably your main video camera. So the Canon 70D is actually a really great photography camera. It's got 20.2 megapixels. It can shoot RAW and JPEG. And I know we don't talk a lot about photography because we're more of a filmmaking channel, but actually buying this camera was sort of a nice little feature to have if you wanted to sort of step into photography while still being a filmmaker at heart. So the 20.2 megapixels, that's going to give you about, in a pixel range, that's around 5,000 pixels, which is a huge resolution. The autofocus is great, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the really cool part about the 70D is you can do Wi-Fi enabled photography. You can connect it to your phone, and actually if you need to set it up on a tree somewhere, set it up anywhere remote from yourself, you can actually activate it through your phone and have full control. Okay, so if you skipped ahead to this part of the video, it's probably because you want to know about the video part of this camera. This is why I bought the camera. This is why I bought the 70D for the video features. It's got 1080p, it's got low compression video, you have full manual control. What I always do is I shoot in sort of cine style, so take all the sharpness down, take all the contrast down, and then in post you're able to add that back. So about a couple months ago, Magic Lantern actually came out with their version for the 70D. So you're able to put on all those manual controls for video. I've tried it before, it's great. It can void your warranty, which has always sketched me out a little bit. But having that full manual control with the video features of this camera is fantastic. When I mentioned earlier the Wi-Fi about full manual control with photos, it unfortunately doesn't work for videos. It actually shuts off the camera and you have to turn off the Wi-Fi in order to get into the video settings. Thought that was a little disappointing. This would be a really great camera if you could control it through your phone, almost like a sort of GoPro style where you're able to see what you're filming. So maybe they'll come out with that on the new version, I'm not sure. Now, of course, video is the real reason why I bought this, but let's talk about the actual reason why I bought the 70D. It's the autofocus features on this. This is the best autofocus DSLR on the market to date. It beats all the Sony cameras, Sony A7's cameras. I mean, you can't get a better autofocus than this. Now, I know I can already start to hear in the comment section about the dangers of using autofocus and how many filmmakers and many narrative filmmakers, they only want to use manual focus. But the autofocus has its benefits. So for weddings, it's perfect when you're able to having to sort of back up, run away from the bride, run to the bride. You know, you're having to kind of, adjust your focus the whole time can, that would suck to miss the shot just because you were out of focus the whole time. So having that autofocus feature, you're able to sort of keep everything in frame and also keep it in focus, especially for like slider shots. For gimbal shots, when we did the Ronin test, we actually shot with the 70D, and the brilliant part about that was we kept it in autofocus the whole time. So no matter where the gimbal was, no matter where the Ronin was, we were able to keep it in focus and not miss that focus. Or we didn't have to do those sort of tricks where you keep, you set your focus to 3 feet, and then you make sure that you keep that 3-foot distance the whole time. Autofocus is the best on this. I just want to say that again. The great part about this autofocus as well is that it actually has touchscreen, so you can do sort of selective touchscreen. You can even do like sort of a automated rack focus if you wanted to. Of course, it occasionally misses. It has its downsides. Every autofocus is going to miss its target, but I don't see any problems with this one. So in previous episodes, we've actually talked about the setbacks of DSLRs. I'm actually secretly a big hater of DSLR video. You can actually check out that video in the description below. Biggest downside with the 70D has always been the 30-second time limit. It's right as you get to about 28 minutes, 29 minutes, the camera starts to kind of taper off a little bit, and it can just automatically just stop recording altogether. That can be a little frustrating with weddings, especially long ceremonies. I've actually had to run into that where the camera would stop, and I had to sort of make sure the camera would, re-record, and you kind of miss those like 3 seconds, which can really screw up your audio syncing. The most frustrating though has been when the movie stops recording. Trying to figure this out, it doesn't matter. It almost like doesn't matter what bit rate the SD card is. You can have the fastest video card possible, 40, 75 megabytes per second, and it will still overload. The bit rate will just sometimes it's like the camera can't translate that data fast enough to the card, and it just stops recording. I don't know, I've tried to fix this, I've tried to figure this out, but it just hasn't worked so far. So overall, I would recommend the Canon 70D. This is a great DSLR starter camera. If you're looking to just get into video a little bit and don't want to shell out the big bucks for the Sony A7S or something much larger than that, this is a great starter camera to sort of begin your filmic eye, sort of begin your filmmaking mindset with the Canon 70D. I think the price has dropped actually pretty significantly. It was around $1,000. Now you can probably get this brand new for around $750. You can get this used for much less, $600, $500. I think even the rental price on this is about $50 a week. So very affordable, and overall a great camera. So thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jordan Anderson from Valley Films. If you have any questions about the Canon 70D, be sure to leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer all of those questions for you guys. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, share this video, and thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week on the Valley Films video blog.